Okay guys, here it is, the finished smoker. We've got our smoker upgrade. I'm going to do a walkthrough. I'll walk up and show you the inside and the top and how we built the smoker. I mean, to start off with, you can see we went ahead and put a vent cap on the top. It's just a 3-inch vent cap. Almost everything here, other than the smoker itself, is, easily got from Home Depot or a Lowe's. Put in a small barbecue thermometer. It'll probably never go over 150 degrees, but it works. So I'm going to open it up and show you. It's a simple wood box. I mean, just very simple box construction. Used, that's where the smoke comes in. Used the screens from Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot. Put on some small little latches. I used some 1/2 inch by 3/4 aluminum just to make some tray slides. One thing you'll notice is that all of my trays they're set to where I oscillate front to back, right? So what our goal is with that is we want that smoke to come through and permeate through here, but we also want it to just make a circular motion through each screen. So the screens at the front, when we're smoking, the screens that'll be at the front will be all the way to the door. What that'll do is force the smoke to go to the back and around the back of the screen. It's going to come up, hit the top screen, and flow to the front. So as it comes through on this screen, it's going to come around this screen and be forced to the back, which is where the second opening is. That forces just kind of an eddy current throughout your whole smoker, right? So we not only permeate, but we get it on the bottom and the tops of the grains. So I'll show you how we did this. We just took some of that angled aluminum and went ahead and put them in. I put them in about every 3 inches. I've got a 4-inch at the very top just to give it some extra height, and then I've got probably about 6 inches at the bottom, just so we give a good clear area for that smoke to come through as it's going to billow through here and come up. And I'll show you. This guy's right at the front. So what's going to happen as that smoke comes up? It's going to come up. And I don't know if you can see it, but it'll come right to the back of that screen, and it's going to hit that top screen right above it and force its way to the front. So as that smoke comes through to the front this way, it's going to wrap back up and it's going to run back around the backside, which the back is open again, and so we create that eddy current. The smoker itself is just a typical electric smoker. I moved the controls to the bottom, which is now, the end cap of the smoker itself, and laid it down. And I did that so we'd get that tunnel effect. You walk around here, I'm going to show you. You can see where we came through the bottom of the smoker. Just a typical heating vent from Home Depot. Put some hinges on the door, and inside you'll see that there's the element coming through the back and the smoke tray that you put your chips on. I used the chaff. This is heartwood of mesquite. So these are 30-year-old logs that I use. This is just the chaff after cutting it from a table saw. That's a lot of the sawdust that came off of that. I saved that. The sawdust is just as good as the heartwood. It's going to give you that quick smoke. We'll get the smoke billowing a little quicker, and then it'll give those time to get going and get red hot. I also have some small little dice. Some of these I'm going to save for doing aging. The real neat thing about mesquite wood is that mesquite wood's always covered with all these holes. Those are the little mesquite worm gets in there, digs holes throughout the whole mesquite logs. The spirit can permeate those little holes all the way through. That makes for rapid aging when it comes into a whiskey. You don't typically age mesquite as long as you do oak or something. It imparts its flavor really, really fast. The other keynote with mesquite that a lot of people make mistakes on is, I'm trying to get a couple here I can show you. If you notice, see the white coloring? Well, on that wood, the white coloring is typically the outside of the log. That is a real acrid smoke. Any of that white is the ring around the outside. It's real acrid. The deep, rich, sweet Sweet smoke is the darker wood that's found in the center of an aged mesquite log. That's really where you want to derive your smoke from. In your smoker, you want to use this right here. I mean, you want the real compact red heartwood to burn in your smoker. That gives you a sweet, savory smoke and not an acidic or an acrid, dry smoke. Some of the keys to smoking on this system is, it's a cool smoke. The smoke is going to be, it'll never get over 120 degrees. Normally it's going to be 95 to 100 degrees. I'll do some close-up showing you once I get it running. I'll show you the smoke actually billowing through this system. But it's a cool smoke. So we're not looking at imparting heat on the grains. We're just wanting to take the smoke that comes out of that smoker down there on the bottom. And as it comes up, we want it to come through this small ventilation tube and go into our box. What that's going to do is keep the heat down. So it's going to maintain your diastatic power in your grains, but yet you're going to get that flavor and that deep, rich, oily smokiness out of those grains. So you can see we're just starting to get some smoke out of this thing. It's been on for about maybe 10 minutes. It's just starting to push some smoke out. I can tell you that smoke there's no heat to it at all. It's a extremely cool smoke. If you look at our temperature, I mean, we're setting cold. I can let this thing run for 5 hours and it won't ever get above 120, which is perfect for grains. I could amp the heat up inside a little bit if I wanted, but I typically am not going to do that. Our smoker down here is running a 250 watt element. You can see the smoke starting to come out right there. We're running a 250 watt element. It's real low. I don't want a lot of heat. I'm wanting that smoke to come out and not the heat. You can see the smoke right now. I mean, it's real light. It'll get heavy. It'll get heavier as we permeate. I mean, I got the door open and you can see the amount of smoke coming out right now. Keep in mind, this is a cool smoke. It's simple to make. You buy the screens at Walmart, you get you some wood, and you just build you a box. A regular smoker works just fine. The old one, I used both. I used this smoker here and a regular smoker, and the box just deteriorated and fell apart. It just needed to be rebuilt. So this is what you're looking at now, the upgrade, and we're going to run it through its paces with some wheat here probably this afternoon. I'm going to let the smoker get real good and seasoned. I mean, it's brand new. It doesn't have a lot of seasoning or patina on it yet. We want that patina. We want that seasoning inside of this wood. I'm going to let it smoke up and get good and heavy oily on the inside before we start doing grains in it. Figured I'd give you a shot of when this thing's got its smoke really billowing and going. I'm going to open the door and we'll show you. Look at the depth on that. I mean, it's going to go away pretty quick, but you can see how smoky it gets in there just from, a few minutes. So this is what we're looking for. We want those grains to really pick that smoke up. That smoke is going to just billow through here, and those grains are gonna suck that stuff in just real quick. So I'll also show you when I talked about trays. We'll let that air out a little bit and you can see it. There's a tray in there that I put right above the smoker itself. That if you really want to, if you're looking at smoking meat or something like that, you can add it right into the smoke box and really get some good heavy smoke on whatever you put in there.
I want to take the time to really thank you for watching the video. There's so much more to smoking grains and making a smoky whiskey than we could possibly put in a 10-minute video. If you liked what you saw, then hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us out. And keep watching because we're going to add in some rye and some red wheat into this smoker. We're going to get it smoked and walk you through that whole process. I've also got another episode coming up where we're going to be doing a review on a cool smoke box with a pellet smoke tube. That's going to be real interesting. You don't want to miss that. So subscribe and hit that little bell icon and you'll be able to see those as they come up.